Howdy folks, Tetsu here, down in lower tiers where the power is low, but the battles are fierce. And today I'll be continuing my self-proclaimed quest to archive all the battles during the first 7U tournament, which thereby hope to bring light to the tier and possibly help it grow. So join me as we head down to the LB and observe those who've gained an elimination in the first 2 rounds. Our combatants this time will be SacredPie versus the Faz. SacredPie lost to Nultiprise in round 1, but managed to avoid a full elimination by defeating BT89 in the first round of the LB, while the Faz lost to Tyler Fitz 8 in round 2 of the WB. With an elimination each, they now battle it out to see who gets the boot. Either way, their skills should be witnessed here today by both myself and you, the viewer. If you happen to enjoy the video, I humbly request you click that like button. Also subscribe and click that bell if you want to be notified for later uploads. Working together, we can bring more attention to this fascinating metagame. With all that said, let's begin. Alright, match 2, game 1. Let's play lead metagame. Goalback coming from the Faz and Tentacle from SacredPie. Coin toss the goal, and it gets crit one shot right at the very beginning. The Faz sends in the bird, the Meowth. Into Shelter it comes into a slash. I'm worded that horribly. Shelter goes boom on cat food, who then becomes calamari food. Tentacle gets sacked to the bird, while Rhyhorn is switched in. Bubble Beam does a ton of damage, bringing Rhyhorn to 37%. Earthquake does, quite a bit as well, 30%. But Rhyhorn gets taken out with another Bubble Beam. SacredPie goes for the Meowth Mirror, but the Faz will have none of it. Ivysaur team comes in, puts Meowth to sleep behind a sub. Razor Leaf destroys the sub, and SacredPie is going to have to switch. They go for their Ivysaur. Body Slam coming out. No para. SacredPie and the Faz trading body slams, and then Ivysaur from SacredPie goes for Sleep Powder. Dual body slam, no paralysis, but Ivysaur team does get paralyzed. The Daredevil, the Charmeleon, gets parried on the switch, and Razor Leaf does a bit of damage before Ivysaur goes down. Meowth for SacredPie, it is still asleep. Fire Blast does not take it out, but Meowth does not wake up, and the Daredevil takes it out. Charmeleon for SacredPie, it's their last Pokemon. We've seen some long odds before, but this does not seem even remotely feasible. The Faz is pretty comfortable right now. It looks like they are going to sack their Ivysaur for the, Tentacle comes in, Fire Spin, Fire Blast from SacredPie, Surf goes in, does not take it out, and SacredPie forfeits the first match. Alright. Whew, I did poorly in commentating that. Let's get to game 2. Alright. Game 2, lead meta game, Ivysaur for SacredPie this time, and once again, coin toss the Golbat for the Faz. Voltorb gets switched in for SacredPie as Ivysaur team comes in. Voltorb hits itself in confusion, SacredPie switches it to Charmeleon, who gets put to sleep. Tentacle gets switched in from the Faz, and Tentacle for SacredPie gets switched in as Hydro Pump misses, Wrap misses, Blizzard come in from SacredPie, it doesn't freeze, it does a little bit of damage, and the Faz hits their next Wrap. Golbat gets PT switched in, and Double Edge hits Tentacle, bringing it down to 48%. Blizzard does a ton of damage, bringing Coin Toss down to 24%, as Double Edge takes Tentacle down and Recoil. Tentacle finishes off Golbat, as Charmeleon comes in, and it gets taken out by Slash. Golbat coming from SacredPie this time. And Double Edge does a ton of damage after Confuse Ray goes off. Fire Blast misses. A crit Double Edge. More recoil. The Daredevil breaks through the confusion. Fire Blast and burns Golbat. Mega Drain coming out onto the switched in Ivysaur. Confuse Ray going out, and Ivysaur team does hit itself in confusion as Golbat's attack is really hurting due to that burn. Ivysaur team does some damage with Body Slam as Golbat decides to go for a Hyper Beam sack. Charmeleon coming out from SacredPie as cat food. The Shelter is switched in. Voltorb, oh, well, Shelter went for the clamp. Voltorb is now behind a substitute. And Thunderbolt goes onto Ivysaur team. Razor Leaf goes out, takes down the sub. Another Thunderbolt. Do we see paralysis? No. Razor Leaf does a ton of damage. And SacredPie has to switch out. Body Slam, no paralysis. Ivysaur team is run to 5%. Ivysaur for SacredPie gets paralyzed in a crit Body Slam on the Faz. Takes out SacredPie's Ivysaur. Slash coming from Meowth as it is switched in. Cat food brought back out. Substitute. Explosion. And yes, the whole explosion thing. Alright, cat food gets hit by Thunderbolt on a crit and taken out. Tentacool gets brought in. Charmeleon switched in. It wakes up, but it goes back to sleep. More permanently this time. Voltorb switched in. Crit Thunderbolt! As the bird is switched in, Thunder Waves. The Faz is the bird. Explosion goes off, bringing Meowth to 11%. SacredPie sends in their own Meowth, and it takes out the Faz. Daredevil's on low HP, so Meowth picks up the KO. Whew. Okay, on to game 3. We are 1-1, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's play late meta game. Tentacool coming from the Faz. And for both players, actually. So, we see the right battle commence as Coin Toss is switched in for the Faz. And a little bit of damage is coming out. Tentacool is going to have to be switched out, but it's not. Double Edge does more damage. Blizzard misses from SacredPie. Another Double Edge. As Coin Toss gets hit by Blizzard this time, no freeze, but a ton of damage brought to 19%. Double Edge on the Ivysaur switch in, sends out the Confuse Ray, and Ivysaur hits itself as another Double Edge goes in. This Golbat is doing work, and Ivysaur hits itself in confusion. Again, Coin Toss finishes off the Ivysaur with a double edge. Tentacool gets sacked. Now, it is Meowth versus Tentacool as Ivysaur team is switched in to take a Thunderbolt. Charmeleon coming from SacredPie once again gets put to sleep, and Tentacool is switched in for the Faz. Shelter's going to be switched in for SacredPie, takes a ton from Hydro Pump, Wrap going out from the Faz to do a little bit of damage. PT switched to Ivysaur team, and Charmeleon is switched in by SacredPie. Tentacool coming out. Charmeleon does wake up, though. Does a slash. Brings Tentacool to 40%, but Charmeleon gets finished off. SacredPie sending in their Meowth. Tentacool gets sacked. And Ivysaur team gets brought in. Another slash. Sleep Powder comes down, but does not hit. Another slash. Sleep Powder. Sleep Powder misses again. And SacredPie is able to take out Ivysaur. The Daredevil being brought in. Rhyhorn for SacredPie. Do we see a burn from that Fire Blast? No, we do not. A second Fire Blast. Do we see a burn? No. Earthquake comes out, but it does not take out the Daredevil. It's not a guaranteed KO. Fire Blast once again, and Rhyhorn is burned. Not that it matters, because Daredevil gets taken out anyway. But the bird is brought in. Bubble Beams Rhyhorn into oblivion. Now it is the Meowth Mirror. The Faz wins the first speed tie. Can SacredPie pull it off? Oh, but the Faz goes for Rhyhorn, and Meowth won't be able to take it out. Bubble Beam, it needs a crit. It does not crit. Rhyhorn takes out SacredPie's Meowth. Shelter comes in, Rhyhorn is sacked, and the Faz brings in the bird, and Thunderbolt goes down, finishing Shelter off, leading for the Faz to win a 2-1 victory. So, what did we learn? Surf is not an OHKO on Charmeleon at full health, doing a max of 98.4% and bottoming out at 83.6%. Still a ton, but you definitely need Hydro Pump for that guaranteed kill. For those unaware of what happened here just now, when a mon is behind a sub, moves like Explosion and Hyper Beam don't activate their secondary effects, meaning you go boom, but don't go boom, if That makes sense. Hyper Beam just doesn't incur a recharge time. How much does Bubble Beam do to Rhyhorn from Meowth? Between 58.9 to 69.4% is the answer. Sadly, not enough here. With the match over, SacredPie is officially kicked from the first 7U tournament, while the Faz will continue on in the LB. How long will they last? Only time will tell. And if you found the video interesting, why not join in on the fun? I've got all the necessary links down in the description, from the Discord to the Resource Hub. Hope to see you there, and until next time everybody, take care. Bye!